The Future of Therapy, Component 9, Student Learning. Um, Specifically in the issues in distance education for this would be focusing on our therapists and our users of the services. So we want to make sure that when we're integrating these skill sets into the learners, which would be the therapist, they are doing this in a voluntary, intrinsic over extrinsic choice, it's self-paced and cost to benefit. So these four relationships, these cognitive relationships to learners or to our therapists, is going to be overall what motivates them to join the progression of the future of therapy. As long as the software and the training can be voluntary and they want to do it at a self-paced rate to, for instance, understand Skype, understand the benefits and negatives of asynchronous versus synchronous communication, to wonder how much money they're going to save and what audiences they can reach and the legality of it, having them be able to learn that at a voluntary pace because they choose to, and they can do it on their own time, is going to overall allow them to learn the content more and be less apprehensive to gaining the skill sets to become a part of the future of therapy, which is going to become online. As Skype and other programs like that move forward, these professionals are going to need to understand that the cost to benefit ratio is going to be almost irreplaceable. You cannot move past it. For instance, as a therapist, as a therapist reaches to several audiences, now using Skype, they can charge a smaller fee. They can change a certain time frame. They can reach people in their living rooms, their bedrooms, from millions of miles away that have nothing to do with cost. So when we're teaching the therapist how to use these software, it has to be they want to choose to learn it. It has to be on their own pace, and it has to be and it has to be worth their time. So we need to make sure that we're structuring it in a manner like that so that the field as it grows, uh, it's feeling that it's voluntary and of choice and not being forced. And therefore, if it's forced, I definitely believe it won't be as easy for the community as a whole to learn the systems that are needed, because it's not going to be of their own choice and moving into their own time and comfort level. Ultimately, more voluntary, intrinsic, self-paced, cost to benefit, using those four are going to help code the information very seamlessly into the person's short-term then long-term memory, and eventually they will want to not only feel they need to, but they will want to become a part of the future of therapy. The Future of Therapy, Component 10, Professional Development for Educators. In the last slide, Student Learning, we focused specifically on the micro aspect of each student learning how to become a part of the future of therapy. Now, this is addressing the macro element, which is the community, professional development for educators. There are going to be three driving forces that continue to improve the future of therapy, which is going to be technology, and as technology increases, the community will need to constantly look how they're going to develop their educators and learners. As the technology changes, it will build in new facets that weren't available before. For instance, before 2000, there was no e-mental health. There was no electronic video conferencing that was accessible and easily usable to therapists and their clients. And after 2000, specifically 2006 to 2010, the community as a whole broke forward and used these new technological innovations to improve the aspects of therapy. So as technology moves forward, it's going to impact the professional development and the learning of the educators and therapists and clients in the field. As we move forward, there's going to definitely need to be policy revisions by either government officials or therapists themselves. They can be self monitoring policy revisions, or they can be governmental or federal or even state or regional type of policy revisions. It's very important for the professional development for educators that policies are looked over and revisited in the sense that you need to refine the craft. And as new innovations come through technology, refining the craft and keeping it sharp and usable is very important. The ethics codes, the revision constantly to the different groups, the monitoring groups, the accreditation bodies within the realm of therapy. Those did not exist at one time, and now constantly through moving forward, they are progressing and monitoring themselves, and the field is only getting better and growing. So that's going to also affect the professional development for educators. The last thing that is really going to affect the future of therapy is the success rate. So, are clients getting what they need? Do therapists feel comfortable using this medium? Is everyone happy with what is going on? Ultimately, the success rate is going to be what drives this professional development for educators, learning, and medium all together. It's going to bring it home. It's going to grow the industry, the success rate. If the success rate drops or over time it's discovered that it's not actually meeting its goals or its intended means, this could be the factor or the main equivalent to what ends the future of therapy. These are my references. Thank you very much for watching The Future of Therapy. This broad overview is to show you and introduce you to the future and the evolution of therapy, where it is going in its brief emergence, and overall where it is going to go. If you have further or additional questions, please contact me at jonnisahe@gmail.com. I would love to answer any additional questions, talk to you further, and continue this dialogue about the future of therapy. And the last thing I'd like to say is that this tape is available or able to be shown to anyone in the adult and community education program, either educator or student, and feel free to show that to them. Outside of that group or outside of this program, I would actually like permission to be asked to use this. But other than that, using it, showing it to people in this course, in this program, educators, vice versa, I am more than happy and willing to share it with this community, and I'm very happy to be a part of adult and community education. Thank you very much. That was my final project for the summer session 2, 2015. Thank you very much.